Hello, guys. Welcome. Wow. Like, is this bananas? What's going on? We got two things happening for me. I got elephant and drip going. Let's get into it. Let's talk about all the news. And when I posted drip 2026, I didn't realize like it was gonna do what it did. So drip 2026 or elephant 2024. Let's get into it. So sorry about that. That's the name of, that's the voice of a guy I follow. And he says, let's get into it. So let's go straight to, let's see, stop screen. I think this should be safe. Let me just double check. Dashboard. Sure that that's the right one. Yeah, here it is. So we saw crazy price action on DREP. And the reason that we saw this crazy price action is not due to a utility, but because there is a buzz about bringing DRIP back to what it was originally called, which was a deflationary token. It was heralded, in May of 2021 as a deflationary token. So getting it back to what it was supposed to be would be great, because there's only supposed to be 1 million of them. And at the time, Forex was still trying to understand. BB was more of a dev than him at that time. And so he had to kind of trust a lot. And a lot of Barter Town's videos have gone down now. Or I could go back and show you, where we had the AMAs where he just called it a deflationary token and said it wouldn't do what it did. But I'm okay with that because I don't care. There's one thing that I can tell you guys, working in the paranormal field, and I wanted to give you guys a background of my career. Start with paranormal, talking about this, right? But so I'm trying to figure out which one I can give you. So a lot of you are new, so maybe you don't know, but I've always been in computers since I was in high school as a developer. I became a little bit more than a novice in junior college, then on to college. I got more into the backbones of it. I started getting my hands in there, fixing stuff. Got more into programming when it was my job. I worked down on Wall Street, and then I moved to AOL Time Warner. I was doing more UI, UX, but then I got into full stack development, working at AOL Time Warner. Went from there into, being an admin, so Unix, Linux, Windows servers, managed that internationally and rollouts. Then I went to work for Accenture, where I served as a information system security officer for the Department of Commerce for several years. Went from there to be a chief of staff for the rollout at the California Health Exchange. That was about 2 years. And then I went to EY, and I've been an international cybersecurity consultant, working in big boardrooms and stuff like that. But the bottom line is, I know what I'm doing technically. So I say all of that to say, I don't care how smart you are. In 2021, with this technology, whether Forex said it was a deflationary or not, nobody knew. The videos are gone now, but you can even hear people going back and saying things like, well, I think we got a year, up to the month when we went a year, and everybody was going, oh, please don't disappear. Please don't disappear, because we didn't know what was going to happen, right? So, yeah, it was supposed to be deflationary. It wasn't deflationary, but it's going to be again. And that is enough to be very happy about the price doing what it is. Now, I say that as a cautionary tale because there's more. Let me show you. We're just going to go off data, right? We're doing data. All right. So I hope I share this right. So by the way, this dev is a rock star. I did pay him, for this. He was like, I don't want money. I'm like, dude, you're a developer, you get your money. So what we're going to take a look at in this one is we're going to look at this deadly toll right there, right? Because let's go up high. This was September 14th. We were at that, right? So I do believe whales are getting in and they're saying, you know what? I want to own more drip than anybody. So I respect that move greatly, right? That's a smart move. For those of us who are not whales yet, this is, so you got 20,000 on the 14th. It's the 15th, folks. And you're going to tell me that now there's 31 million in wallets. It's 11 million drip out of circulation, but into somebody's wallet. So we have to just be careful here, right? Because now we have all kinds of tools that we can use. You got this one, right? Let me go back to the one I was sharing before. You got this one, right? And we've got a tool here that tells us what the drip vault is. And see, the drip vault was higher too, so she's not printing yet, right? So what happens when those people who just want to see drip, get kicked in the face when they come back? So that's where the utility comes in. And so since that isn't necessarily built yet, this is just, thankfully, some whales getting in, and hopefully if they hold it, but guys, that's 2 days, 2 days does not a chart make, right? But I want to be happy, I want to be ambitious, but I'm just saying we need to be realistic as well, right? So when I'm thinking about drip, long term, being that, oh, by the way, if you see that 28,000, it's because one time I used the UI and I thought I was going to airdrop it, but no, I deposited it. I did not send it. I did not airdrop it to the wallet I intended to. It would be great if there was a UI function on there that prevented that. But when you have people going, get it out, get it out, get it out, you're not going to look out for stuff that can help you not mess up. And I take ownership in that, get it out stuff too. So while we don't have utility yet, we have what we already know. I felt the whole time that drip's true price was 51 cents, right? They're all of this crazy. I've always said, because there's no utility yet, there's support at 51 cents, and then there's support, in my opinion, at $51. Oh, crap. Yeah, by the way, I should have said this at the beginning. Go back to the beginning. And rewatch again, starting with this. This is not financial advice, this is just observations. But I told you my pedigree, right? So now you know that I'm not just somebody who woke up yesterday. But that doesn't matter, because I don't care how smart you are in this space, it's too new. You can't do great things when you barely understand the technology. But now is where I want to segue over to Elephant, right? Because Elephant is doing some pretty cool stuff as well. And I feel that these two are siblings. I do not feel that they are like the community, hella divided. So this is what's going on with Elephant right now. I think the more important one is that I show you guys this, or this one, right? Because here's where it fell off the cliff. All right, here's where elephant fell off the cliff when the exploit happened. And here it is now. And even this little dip could be blamed on B&B going down for that little spell. So this price is being affected by B&B being held down. So let's go to, let me see if I can make this bigger because I want to show you the overall picture of what we're looking at. Let's go to day view. Oh, we're at day view. All right, so now let's just squeeze it all together and subtract out. So let's pull that back. So what we're looking at here for this is, look how close it is to that point, and there are a lot of heads looking there. And so what happened is, let me zoom in here. We already hit 41, but somebody had a sell order in, so it automatically dumped it down. Again, this is not where we are now. This is April 5th of 2022. So let me back out before I scare somebody who tunes in. So what I'm trying to watch for is this baby. Look how close. And I'm showing you this not because, oh, let's look at a chart. Because, no, but what we were talking about with elephant specifically, crap, I don't have this open. So let me go to here. Is that it has utility, right? Oh, I know what I was going to show you. And unfortunately, you have to log in and stuff. And I'm not logged in, so I can't see the dadgum stats unless you're logged in. Can you anybody know anybody? Tell Big Taylor to fix that. So let's see, can I see any of the numbers? You know what I'll do? I'll just go to the tool. So one of the things I wanted to show, and I think another place that we can relate with Elephant Farm is this. Look at trunk, right? This is kind of us, with drip, right? We just like go, right? Just like that, yelling and everything. And it sat here forever. And now it's going to return, but that's based on the tokenomics of the ecosystem. And what you're starting to see, and what I'm hoping for, is that drip folks are starting to say, okay, you got Drip 21 coming out, you got the poker game. I am no longer like this praiser of Forex for nothing. You have to give me something. You gave me DDD. Whoop. But then you retired, right? And now you're back. I don't care. But I'm looking at the community more than Forex, right? The community, this is even, he said it at the beginning. And elephant money is turning, he's going to eventually turn the keys all over. He doesn't want to do this stuff 24/7. And that's what we want with the community. Forex cannot turn those keys over right now. That would be a horrible idea, right? Because if anything that we've seen in our crypto journey is that people are bad, right? So they can talk good, but the moment they got that power, you see it in politics, you see it in police forces, you see it in PTAs, you see it at work. Somebody's cool until they get power. Forex is a person we know. We know where his ego is. We know what he is going to do and what he's not going to do. But his deadlines are horrible, so we can't depend on that because sentiment won't come. So I'm looking at the developers out there who are developing for what I consider drip, and I think Forex is talking about it too, probably first, was the fact that this is a gaming architecture that we're building, right? To put things on top of. And that's so cool because nobody else has that. And our supply is so small, right? We're not like Elephant in that regard. However, Elephant has so many friggin' utilities, right? And let me go back to that. That's a nice segue. So all of these are utilities, right? Let me see if I got any messages because I may be doing something wrong. No. So you have all of these utilities, right? You have Elephant, you have the futures, and I'm going to get a dummy wallet on here so I can show you guys this more. So Futures is like what they're talking about implementing for drip now. It's different. It's not the same. It's not even close to the same because you were reverse engineering it, right? This was created without the truck moving at the same time. Drip, whatever we do with drip, we're going to have to repair as the wheels going round and round, right? So it's a little bit different, but you in the futures, whatever you deposit is your percentage of passive that you get. Again, not financial advice. I'm not telling you to do it. But if you take out some, it kind of goes down. You don't get the money like in drip. Like you can continue to take out, and this is what the bad guys, this is what those who I disagree with, their deposit was still getting the same. They were still getting the same off of that deposit, that 1% off that deposit, but they were taking out. So one of the reasons why I'm like, I don't know if I want Forex to do it or make the changes versus a governance vote is because we don't always agree with the stuff that he's going to do, and we're much smarter than we were. However, for his architecture and his products, I'm not ever going to give feedback because I don't understand it like he does. But Drip is a different entity. Drip is an improved version of another bank teller tool, right? So the fact that the futures is like what we're trying to do with Drip is brilliant. It's smart. It's going to work, I believe, because we just need utility. Now, a lot of people don't see it as a gaming platform yet, but that's what we, the community, can do. And I'm just happy that, in one regard, that Forex has control of the keys that way. But a lot of the changes, we won't have a say. Like all of a sudden, we went from, hey, thank you, put the platform together. He's doing something kind of like Unity, as a matter of fact. Unity said, hey, here's your license, develop your games. Now Unity's going, well, your code's in there. I'm just gonna change it. So now they're getting money another way. And Forex isn't doing that. However, going forward, if he does, and he says, yeah, you know what, guys, I know that everybody voted on that, but trust me on this. If I do this thing, it'll go better. And there will be a boatload of people who violently agree. And there will be probably more of a majority who say, dude, we already voted. We don't want you to do that. Trust me. So I don't like that. I like decentralized. I don't mind having somebody at the top because there needs to be somebody, but ultimately they need to listen to the people, right? So that's the scary thing with that. Let's go back to elephant. So, it's just like, it's too, let me get this view back that I like. It's two views of two different cultures, two different understandings. I'm always going to be with somebody who's a fellow dev, right? So, this one for me is, the winner. Because you are the author of all of it, right? You're the author of Bank Flow. One of the reasons that I got into Drip more than Elephant was because Bank Teller was in Drip, and I didn't know anything about him. I just called him when I was telling people about it. He was the developer who developed Drip, and he's even in it. So the guy, he stayed with his product, and for me, that's a dev. Forex is a dev, but I know you guys who listen to me a lot are tired of me saying this, but he's an architect. So is BT. BT's an architect, but he's more of a dev and an architect, and he stayed with the product and made it better. Forex, as an architect, said, you know what, I like this. Did we hit that? No, we didn't go up yet. I like this. I'm going to put it together with BB, and we're going to make it work, but I don't like it enough. Now that we've worked with all these guys, I wanted to go back and do my other thing, but we work with these people. We tried to partner with them. Every time we tried to partner with somebody, they pulled the rug from under us. So I'm going to develop it. And then Forex became good with what we see now is the animal farm, right? But then, as he could see, there were problems with the code and the audience for drip, right? A very audience, So it's like, I don't want to deal with you people. But I think what time has shown is, hey, you're gonna deal with us because without us, there ain't no you, right? And he might go, screw you. I am me before you. But the reality is, he's a celebrity in our arena, right? There's no arena where Forex, if he had a personality, if he definitely has a personality, a good personality. But if he walked in a room, even his haters would go, there's Forex, right? So he's got clout in our sphere. And I trust that he is going to do something that will help with the tokenomics of drip. But I would trust the community more to make those decisions at this time. We have so many different ideas that are opposite that I think that it would be good to put it to a vote. And originally, Animal Farm was supposed to be governance, but things happen that were outside of Forex's control, outside of our control, outside of most DApp developers' control. Whoa, did we do it? I wanted to be online when we broke it, but I don't think I'm going to be here. Dang it. So, elephant money gives me the hope that we need, right, to make it through. Because even if you take a look at something like Trunk, that is paying the percentage that Trunk is paying, and with the economics and the ecosystem working the way that they are, this is inevitable that it will return to peg. Not based on opinion, based on science, right? The question is when, right? That's what you can't ever tell anybody. So that's what people wait for. And tell me when I'm going to be rich. Can't do that. That would be a foolhardy notion. It's from a song, I think. So you should never do that, but it is inevitable that it will return to peg. Now, when we take a look at this, it seems to be happening a little bit quicker than previously assumed, But guys, I had a whole bunch of, let me go back, because I had a whole bunch of things I wanted to talk over and I kind of went through. So I did go over that. Oh, so guys, I don't know. I've seen somebody put up before, like, I said this, and they literally would play it for all their streams. It's a Bitcoin maxi, and all the things that he said are always true. Well, mostly always true. He always misses it by a little bit, up or down. And but he's more like, if you look at a hurricane, they have this wobble line. He's on the wobble line. But when you cite something and show it in a recording that see I said it, so you're still one of 8 billion people. Who cares? So one of the things when I was telling people, I was sad. I was letting folks know, hey, I can't with good faith tell you to keep investing in drip, without taking profit right now. We are in a liquidity stage. And until we provide not only a liquidity fix, but we stop drip from printing and make it deflationary again, we're not going to be good. So, like this whole thing, the fact that you're here right now, is because it was supposed to happen. Any mistake you made before today that you're watching this video, it was supposed to happen. I am 100% positive that is fact because it happened that way. Anything else you're thinking? That's a movie. That's not real. I could have, good movie, nice script. The reality is that you're here now. So it's obvious that everything you think you were supposed to do, you weren't, because you're here now. So that's one of the reasons I don't get caught up in stuff that would distract me, things that would emotionally bring me in, because I'm going to get emotional, when it happens. That's what's going to happen. But, I was happy to talk about that. Let's see, deflationary led. Yep, we talked about that. Yep, talked about that. Oh, right. So, one of the things that I look at, and I would use it as an unofficial guide, was when I would look at the REIT price on Ethereum, that's into the Dow, I would notice that we would get in the drip community more attention when that price would get hit. Not scientific, not saying that that's real, but I'm saying we got attention when the REIT price suffered. It hit its 24 hour. It hit a low of lows. I think it almost hit its all time low the other day. So that goes back with, hey, Forex, where you going? You ain't going nowhere. You're going to be here with us because we're together. It's simpatico, right? So we are, I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he didn't retire because we need him because he's the only true one who can see everything and help us not make stupid mistakes, right? Like, I just don't want his control for us. I want his guidance for us and for us to put it to a vote. This way you can have the droplet crowd, the stunner crowd, the Bartertown crowd, the drip coach crowd. Everybody can have their opinions heard, and if they're voted against, they're voted against, but not give it to the founder to make decisions, you know, other than maybe a swing vote, but not a complete change in architecture. Because you got a lot of smart people here now, and we can prove that because they're building for drip. Great products are coming out for drip, right? So, yeah, 100. Yeah, this is an opinion. I believe drip is the most profitable asset on the internet right now. People just don't know it. However, I also believe that elephant money is the most valuable ecosystem because of the support that I'm showing. It's got futures, it's got trunk, it's got elephant, it's got Bertha. You know, there are these things just boom, boom, boom. All the things that we need for drip to happen, things that are causing buy pressure as opposed to sell pressure, things that penalize, things that penalize people for doing more than they should to support the ecosystem and take it out. Don't let them benefit from it. That's an elephant money because he stayed with the project the whole way. Forex said, I'm going to leave you guys your little drip community thing, and I'm going to go off and do something. Now, as you can see, hey, he can't leave us, right? He can, but it would be a long, bell curve before he came back. He's a smart guy. He doesn't need us, but he will. I think the biggest thing that we saw that was good is that DDD worked as expected, right? And it's going to continue to work that way. Right? And we needed that for these builds. Look at that, guys. You saw, you didn't see, sorry. I thought you guys were looking at the screen at Elephant Money. So this went up while I was here, it went up from 0.63 to 0.65. This is serious volume. This is liquidity entering back into drip, and that's what we need. The elephant ecosystem just has utility that continually drives that. We don't have that yet. Elephant is 6 years old. We're 2.5, right? So we're building towards what our big brother elephant money is. And, some people don't like them. Some people don't like it. I back on removing emotion, don't care. I just want to pay my bills, right? And I want a passive income. I don't care who's smarter. I just want it to work. And as a developer, technologist, in some spaces leader in this, I understood it, but I was such a geek that I just completely ignored the sentiment of drip. But sentiment be damned when it comes to people getting into something like drip. The majority of us are smart. We know what we're doing. Some people kind of wandered into it. I feel that we're in the right place, well ahead of time. Yeah, so this has to do more with, I'm going to start wrapping it up. This has more to do with who you want somebody to be. Like, I think of Forex as like this guy released this great song. Man, you played that song over and over for 2 years. Then you find out something that you don't like. And you're like, I can't support you again. So in college, I got a bachelor's music degree. One of the first classes you take is when you find out about, you have to separate the artist from the musician. If the artist truly made you not kill yourself, right? And then you find out, oh my God, you're a horrible person. It still helped you not kill yourself. So you don't have to hang out with them, but you can still appreciate for what they did. That's where I put Forex, right? I didn't want to kill myself, but I went through major grief, right? And it was Drip and its success and its community that I hope pulled me through that, right? So, but now I've learned things and I've heard things and I've seen things with my own eyes that he does. So I'm like, I'm cool, bro. But I still appreciate him as the artist that he is. On the other side with a bank teller, I had to apply the same thing. I was like, ugh, I hate your songs. But I love your business model, right? So, Forex sings better, but I don't know. You kind of rock too. So there's that. Yep. Bryan Adams, Duke Ellington, and Bruce Springsteen all say that they wrote things that they thought were going to be big hits and nobody ever showed up to. But when they wrote little stupid songs that they considered stupid and like a jingle, they sold millions and millions of records, right? So I think that's a realization that Forex is going to have to wake up with. Your animal farm might be this great thing. It might do exactly what you say it does. Nobody wants it. Bryan Adams said he's a singer from Canada. He said he spent like 5 years writing a song. He put out the album. Nobody listened to it. They all wanted the one that he wrote in 45 minutes. Right? So that's life. All right. And okay. So the bottom line, guys, is my final choice is both. That's just for me. I don't think that they should be opposed. I think that, I didn't say it comments. I think that they work together, and I think that we can work together using the architecture that we know Drip is built on and seeing that work. Boy, can we be positive, right? No, it can't be positive. We just saw it go back down to 64. It's over, run for the hills. All right, let me go to comments. That was from Westside. He was here before anybody, folks. Well, says late for show. I'll rewatch. No worries, dude. Forex retire? Forget about it. Yeah, how you doing? What are you doing? You want to retire? Forget about it. Hello, Forex. You want to retire? I'm afraid that's going to be a solid no. You see, we follow you wherever you go. And our detractors, they seem to follow you as well. So I imagine you should just help us out then. And yeah, Lavelle. Yep, Doc Forex retired. Well, take a look at that REIT price. You'll see a good reason for him to be motivated, as a smart businessman should, to come back. I hope, there are people who watch the show who were impacted a lot by the things that I didn't see it, but I believed them, that were said in chat by him, calling people words that people don't like, and, just being his normal self. But I understand who the dude is. I don't want to be his friend, but I want to take advantage of what he knows to help my family. And I thought that's why we were all here. But apparently being human requires emotion and people get worked up. But guys, that's really it. Congratulations on being able to see a price that's woohoo over here, because it was a lot lower, but I'm still, for me, I appreciate what drip has the potential to do. Elephant money is doing it, and that's why I choose hashtag both. I love you guys very much. To my famous 12 who have been here for over a year and a half, thank you very much. I promise as the dev world starts to evolve and I start to evolve, that's going to pay off. But remember what I've said since 2021 or 2022. We're talking 2024, 2025. So that's the way you do dev. All right, guys. I love you very much. I've already said that. And game on.